now that we know how time works and how can we divide it, let's see how can we use these things in Cubase and how it is being represented. Now, in this video, we are going to learn about quantize and snap options. And these things help us to play things in time, even though if we are not great performers, we can make every note perfectly in time. And this also allows us to move in a certain rule of timing. So let's see how does that works. First of all, we can see the grid right here in the project window. Now, how do we divide this grid? Depends on this option here. And this is where we set quantize and what value do we want to use for this quantize option. Now here on the ruler, I can see these lines, parts of the bar, and I can see these lines. Let me zoom it in more a little bit. I can see these vertical lines here. This is how I divide my project window. And if I have my snap option here, is right here, snap on or off. And if I select grid option, I can, by clicking on the ruler, let me set this value here to 1/4 note. If I click somewhere in between 2 quarter notes, my cursor and this line here will go to the closest quarter note. Same here. If I go here, let's say, see, this one is closest, it goes to that one. This is a snapping option. It basically glues the cursor line to that closest snap value. If I change it to, let's say, the entire bar, if I click here on the ruler, again on this area where the divisions are, it will go to the closest beginning of the bar. If I do it here, let's hit here, see, it's close to the half note, but, you know, closer to this 4. If I click here, it goes, it snaps there directly to the 4 note, to the 4th bar. Now, the next option is quantizing events or played notes in your project window. So for this purpose, I'm going to create a new track, a new instrument track. So I'm going to do the right click, add instrument track, and I'm going to add one Halion Sonic, add track. I'm going to click keyboard, electric piano. I will select this first electric piano. So just double click on it, it gets selected. And now I can play it. It's on. Okay, so what quantize option allows me? It allows me to, when I play in something, to, even though if I didn't play it perfectly, which I won't be able to do because due to my latency driver, which is a perfect chance to correct it in timing. So because I'm using this recording software driver, it's it will be a little bit out of time and I will experience a huge latency. So let's record something to show you what Quantize does. I will press record. Okay, let's turn on the click here. And let's turn on the pre-click. I have the option set here, but if you don't have it here, you can just click on these 3 lines here where you can expand to see this option pre-count, so that it counts before recording. Let me now turn on my recording. Okay, I made a mistake. Let's do it one more time. And I will stop it right there. Let's zoom it out a little bit, again on letter G. And zoom in a little bit. As you can see, if I make this track a little bit larger, so I can just drag it here, you can see these MIDI notes being recorded. Now, as you can see, let's say I want to make it perfectly on time here in the beginning of the bar. I can see I didn't play it perfectly, so there is some gap. If I just click on my track, look at these lines, what happens with it? I will go and here use quantize. I want to put it on the beginning of the bar, so like to quantize it on the entire bar. If I click on this letter Q here, these automatically snap to the beginning of the bar, and they are now perfectly in time. So this is what Quantize do. Again, if you're doing, let's say, some solo sections, you might want to use 8 notes, for example, or for some faster things, 16 notes. But after you record it and you press Quantize, these lines will be snapped to the closest value that you have chosen here in the Quantize section. Now, the next thing with Quantize is this thing here where it says grid. We have snap type. There's this other option, grid relative, and we will use this one more in MIDI editor. I will explain it more even when we discover what MIDI editor is and what can it do. But this allows me to, let's say if I want to snap this, I will turn off the snap for now. And let me grab this event of record MIDI things and let me move it a little bit, just off this second bar. And let's say I want to keep it on the same distance from the beginning of the bar, but I want to move it exactly for the entire bar here. So if I go here and select beginning of the bar, entire bar phrase, and I use grid relative, and I turn on the snap option, when I drag this one, look what happens. It goes exactly for the entire bar, but again, relatively to the position where it was. If I click on it and drag it to the right again, or to the left, it always stays in the same distance. Again, you can do this for any value here. And this is a very cool option to know. This would be about it about Quantize and Snap. See you in the next video.